They were strong. They said, you know what, no matter what happens when we wake up in the morning, we'll deal with it. I could only imagine what they were going through emotionally. We woke up in the morning, they're both glued to the TV, and they looked at me and they said, we don't know for sure, but we think it's gone. And then it wasn't long after that, we received confirmation that it was gone. So we're walking across PCH here to where the restaurant used to be and where we used to call home.
It's been just 2 weeks since the morning JD and his parents learned the fate of their iconic restaurant. Moonshadows, along with fellow PCH landmarks the Real Inn and the Chilada Thai, are gone. This legendary stretch of Pacific Coast Highway is so unrecognizable. It's nearly impossible to know where Moonshadows once stood.
You see it on the news, but when you see it in person,
it's much different. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, and that's the M from the restaurant too.
Moonshadows, Malibu.
Moonshadows was a force, the perfect backdrop for everyone and every milestone. Golden hours seemed to go on forever before becoming a sunset that left you breathless. Locals and tourists came here to experience SoCal's endless summers. My East Coast family visited in 2022. Now all we have are memories.
You know, the story of Moonshadows is one of so much love and spirit and beauty and passion, and I honestly didn't know as much of that until we lost it. This was home. I've written books here, I've had birthdays here. Yeah, we're the owners, operators of that restaurant for almost 30 years. I remember the days when I was only drinking root beer when I could go there, and then I graduated to wine, and every year that went on, Moonshadows became a bigger part of me.
When you first pulled up here, were you by yourself? Were you with your family?
No, I was with my stepdad, Franco,
you
who
were.
was the owner. And honestly, I don't think I could have done it without him with me. You know, he's so important to me, and it was important to me to help tell our story. But it was really hard seeing it.
Moonshadows was a landmark along PCH. We're standing at what was the end of a long driveway and valet parking. The entrance would have been behind us. It's all so hard to piece together. The remains don't provide many clues.
Where these pillars are, this is where the dining room was. So this extended obviously far out over the restaurant. And you had this view, which was unbelievable of the entire Pacific Ocean. And as the dining room kind of worked forward, this would be the kitchen. And back there was like an outdoor patio bar.
Right, that's where I always sat.
A month before the fires seems like a long time ago. It was Christmas, the holidays were coming, and the new year promised so much.
My whole family was there New Year's night, Moonshadows. All the people that worked there, all of our staff, they had like this huge party, and that was, it's heartbreaking to think about that being their final time there.
Have you gone any further than where we're standing
I have
now?
not.
You haven't?
The first time I was here, I couldn't even get this close. I was just so wrecked.
JD is a young man, but his life story is a lesson in perseverance. This, as they say, isn't his first go-around with heartbreak. In 2022, Moonshadows lost co-owner Andrea Bulow and his young son.
Andrea was Moonshadows. When he was killed tragically with his son, obviously that devastation was so severe. It's a big part of why I'm doing this today, is I felt like Andrea would want me to help tell the story of his restaurant.
And what would he say to you?
He would tell me to toughen up and get out there and tell them how beautiful this place was. And I don't think without his voice in my head, I would have been able to stand there with you today.
But it was JD's previous encounter with wildfire that prepared him for this.
2018, I was 23 years old. That was my first real experience with this type of disaster, and it ended up burning down my mom and stepdad's home in Malibu that I was living at the time. Because I remember what it was like the day I walked through the wreckage of our home, and seeing that, and you think, like, there's no coming back from this. And that's a natural reaction. It looks so devastating. They can be rebuilt, and they can come back even better. When you lose your home in a fire, that's so deeply personal. And it's just something your family goes through. When you lose a restaurant, the whole community goes through that. I mean, those early days were just shocking. So many people started to reach out to us with like photos of them at the restaurant. And you know, putting them on social media. And it was like a beautiful encapsulating moment of like everyone's favorite time there. And it was really hard to watch it, and I'm getting emotional even like talking about it right now, but I forced myself to go through it because it was so beautiful.
The stilts that remain have a long history here. First in the 1940s as the Big Rock Beach Cafe. In the 50s, it became Canfield's Big Rock Cafe, featuring the mahogany dining room jutting out over the Pacific. Good genes that made Moonshadows so great for so many years.
So unfortunately, we're not the only ones going through this.
Right.
There's countless families who've lost businesses, homes, structures, you name it.
None more than the Moonshadows staff.
Moonshadows is our employees that are incredible. They inspire me every day, and I love them. I mean, they're a family, and I'm thinking about them right now.
It was special to me. Special to me. I had so much love. I love that place. You know, with Moonshadows, I was able, to have my wife's wedding. I have 3 daughters. My girls grew up with Moonshadows. And
they need help right now. They need people out there watching this help. And if people can give, and if you can't give, share it. When I see something like this, I flash forward. I think about what we have ahead, which is a long road. This is not us,
Right.
but what will be is going to be amazing.